Between the punctuation, capitalization, and avoiding plagiarism, formatting quotations from a source in a piece of writing can be daunting. In this video, we will go through how to format quotations, with a particular focus on quotation marks, capitalization, ending punctuation, and changing quotations. Keep in mind that the rules present here apply to American English written using MLA format. Any quotation from another source must be placed in quotation marks. If you forget to include one or both sets of marks, you risk being accused of plagiarism. For example, if you were to write about George Orwell's novel 1984, any direct quotation must be placed in quotation marks. Dialogue in a text is surrounded by quotation marks as well, so it can get tricky when you want to utilize dialogue as a piece of evidence in an essay. If your quotation consists of just a piece of dialogue by one character, use quotation marks as you normally would. However, if you want to include words outside of the quotation, all quotation marks within your quote are converted into single quotes. Although generally only the word at the very beginning of a sentence is capitalized, you must preserve the capitalization that is found within your quote. For example, if we wanted to use this sentence, we would keep the first letter capitalized, although it is not the first word in our finished sentence. Since this line is not capitalized, we would simply leave it as is. The ending punctuation of a quotation can also be confusing. Does it go inside the quotation marks? What about question marks or exclamation points? Let's keep things basic and assume that the end of your quotation is also the end of your sentence. If your quotation ends in a period, simply omit punctuation from inside of the quotation marks and place a period outside of the in-text citation. This rule also applies for semicolons and commas. However, if the quotation ends in an exclamation point or question mark, keep the ending punctuation within the quotation marks, but still place a period outside of the in-text citation. If your quotation needs to be changed in order to make sense or to fit within your essay better, you must use the correct conventions in order to avoid plagiarism. Sometimes, certain words need to be changed or added to a quote in order for it to make sense. For example, this quote from earlier uses the pronoun he, which is unclear without the surrounding sentences. To change this word, we can simply place our change in brackets and let the reader know that it was adjusted. Keep in mind that the overall meaning of the quotation cannot change. This can only be done for clarity. If you have a very long quotation that you want to shorten, but the section you want removed is in the middle, you can take out the section and replace it with an ellipsis, which consists of 3 periods separated by spaces. This lets the reader know that a part has been removed.